how many of y'all here actually listen to people and their opinions? Actually patiently hear them out? Can you raise your hands? Do you actually make an effort, or are you lying to yourself? Actually listen to people's opinion, because right now everybody's like, I don't care what other people think. Right? But this is where today I am going to tell you how perspective is important, how important it is to actually listen to other people and learn from them. You're living in a world which is like a kaleidoscope. What is a kaleidoscope? It's an optical instrument in which you see into, and with every turn there is a different perspective. The sight changes, and that's the world we live in. For starters, what is perspective? Simply an attitude or a way to look at things. Like for many here, you all must be thinking, probably have a perspective. You already hear her talk so much on social media. Why is she here again? Correct? But that's your perspective, and that's okay. For those, just a small introduction. I'm Nidhi Kumar. I'm an entrepreneur, an a content creator, an actor, a model, a TV presenter. And because of all of these different roles that I play, I meet so many different people and go through so many different perspectives every single day. And I love that. Why? Because it helps me grow. I understand what the audience perceives of me on social media, what they like about me, what they don't like about me. And that is what has helped me make my brand, that is NKD. That is a mix of me, of course, but also my audience through and through. It is an audience people's brand. Now, I will tell you how important perspective is in every part of my career, and you'll see how much it has shaped me into who I am. So, as a content creator, I create content every single day on 6 different platforms. There are millions of creators that come on every single day on every single platform. Why am I still relevant? Why? Because I create content that is extremely relevant to the audience. Whether it's my dance videos, or my comedy videos, or my property, that is NK Gyan, my motivational videos, and all of those videos are relatable to the audience. So every time they come to my page, there's something for them. So they come to my page. Why? Because they're like, she thinks about us. And that is what has kept me relevant for 6 years. Perspective, because I actually think about their perspective. Now that we're talking about social media, let's talk about hate. Obviously, there are budding content creators here. This is one perspective, let me tell you, that you need to ignore completely. Not let it get to you. You need to be very, very thick-skinned to be a content creator, and you need to ignore the hate. Imagine that these are just keyboard ninjas, which they are. Their username is Lela123, and they have a DP of Miley Cyrus doing this, and they are telling you, why is your nose so big? Are you going to let it affect you? People's opinions that literally don't know you at all? So this is where you need to learn what perspectives you need to allow into your life to grow, whether it's from friends, family, relatives, or ignore the hate. Now, there is a part of hate on social media where a lot of people think that this is hate, but it's not actually. It's constructive criticism. Now, as a creator, I allow constructive criticism to come to me. Because why? It helps me break the shackles of monotony. They actually teach me that, hey, this is what you're doing, something, you're in a slump probably, so get out of it. And it's okay. Allow constructive criticism in, because it helps you grow. It helps you become more creative. Now, I barely got hate in my career, let me tell you. I, in fact, started getting hate. Actually, the most hate that I've ever seen in my career was after I did a reality show, Temptation Island. Oh, God. Okay, let's talk about that, shall we? Now, just with this, I will tell you how perspective can make or break a person, just by this. Now, the reality show happened. Obviously, the creators, the makers, they wanted to show me in a certain light. They showed a 20-minute conversation cut into 5 minutes with zero context. And how the audience perceived me was on them. It was just left on them. They had no context, but they just perceived me in a way that they wanted to, without knowing the backstory, without anything. Can you control it? No. So I got a lot of love out of this reality show, of course. I was apparently the most shown by the creators, but I was also almost one of the most hated because I was exactly myself, and my personality sometimes people can't handle, and that's okay. But that's their perspective. But did that change anything? No. So you always need to balance what perspective you want to allow and what perspective you want to let go. Now, that being said, beyond the realm of content creation, I'm also an entrepreneur, right? And I run two businesses, which is NKD Studios and NKD Merch, and both are completely different in terms of operations. So simply put, in an entrepreneurial environment, how does perspective help me? Conflict management. Simple. If my employees have something going on, I put myself in their shoes, understand how I can form a middle ground to fix things and move ahead. Also perspective, where is it important? Clients. I retain my clients. How? By understanding what their needs are. I'm always one step ahead of my competition because I know what new services to offer. I am personally in contact with my clients, as I am to many of you on social media here. I understand what do you all want, and I deliver then and there. Why? Because your perspective is important. And that is what helps me retain my customers and run a successful business. And as they always say, customer is king. So as an entrepreneur, I believe in that very strongly. My dad is literally the best businessman I know. I got my entire business acumen from my dad, and he is a people's person. Always talking to everybody that, hey, this is what I want, I will give it to you. This is what you want, I will give it to you. And I got it from him. Talking about my dad, perspective is very important even in relationships, whether it's family, friends, relationships in general. I'll give you an example of perspective. If you're in a relationship, try loving them the way they want you to love them and not how you want to love them. Does that make sense? Yeah, and then you will see how much your relationships become better because you are actually trying to understand what their perspective is. If you can mold yourself, adapt, come to a middle ground where both your perspectives can be heard, communication is done, your relationships become better because communication is key. Do you all agree? I agree, and I hope that all of you all practice this in your daily lives. Now that the one perspective that I can never do anything about, like I said, there are many perspectives that you can control, some you can't. But the one perspective that I can never control is my parents. And they say that, Nidhi, you should get married since I was 25. And, well, I say that I want to build 2 more companies before I'm 30. They say, no, you build 2 more kids before you're 30, then we'll talk. And I'm like, okay. Can I do anything about that perspective? No, I just have to listen to them. And well, go ahead. So all I want to say is be more fluid. Don't be so rigid. And I know that people say, I don't care about them. I don't care about what people say. But sometimes you do need to care about what people say because they will help you grow. You can get more creative. If you get more inspiration from the environment around you, it helps you grow. And it has helped me make a brand. You all know that I'm a full-on people's person, understanding their perspectives and growing in all forms of life, whether professional or personal. And all I want to end is with this one quote that I live by. My dad is the one that taught me this quote, and he always says it, कि सबकी सुनो, पर खुद की करो. What does that mean? That you listen to everybody, listen, make sure you do listen, but make sure you do what your heart says. That's more important because your perspective is important. So all of this that we've learned, do not forget your own perspective in doing things. Always have a balance. Always strike a balance, whether it's personal or professional. So sabki suno and khud ki karo. Thank you.